Hey friends, welcome to another video on socket programming. In this video, we are going to build a TCP client server program. In all my previous videos, I have used C or Python programming language to build the client and the server program. In this video, we're going to do something different. In this video, we are going to use a C programming language to build the server and Python programming language to build the client. And we're going to see how these two programs communicate with each other as they are written in different languages. So let's see what problem we get into while writing this program and how do we overcome these problems. So let's start with the code. So first of all, we start working with a server file which is going to be written in C language. So first we include all the header file which we required. Next we define a specific port number, and this port number would be used for both the client and the server. It should be same. Here we have used the port number 4455, and same port number would be used for the client file, which is going to be written in Python programming language. So now we'll define our main function, and here inside main function we're going to say return 0 because this function is going to return an integer value. So first we're going to define all the required variables and structures. So here you can see we have server fd and the client fd. These are basically to hold the server file descriptor, and when the client get connected, this variable is to hold the client file descriptor. Next are the two structures, server addr and client addr. So these two structure basically holds the address, that is IP address, port number, and rest of the other things which we require. Next is this addr size. This variable would be used while we accept the connection from the client. Next is this buffer. So this buffer variable would use to hold the value which we gonna send or receive from the client. Okay, so this is all about variables. Next we need to build a server socket. So here we have used this server file descriptor variable. Here you can see we have this socket function which takes this AF inet variable or which is specified. Okay, so this basically means the family of protocol. Here we are using IP version 4. Next is sock stream, which basically means that we are using a TCP connection. TCP is basically connection oriented protocol. So it works basically by first establish connection, then it transfer the data, and then it ends the connection. In case of UDP, which is like user datagram protocol, UDP is not a connection oriented protocol. It just sends the data, does not worry about whether it is send any connection established or not. So here we are going to use this sock stream because we are building a TCP client server program. Next we're going to fill the required value in the structures for the server addr. So here we have first fill the value for the family of protocol we are using, that is AF inet, which is same as the above which we use in socket. Next is a port number which would be filled in the SYN underscore port. So port number we have already defined as 4455. Next we have filled the IP address. So here we are using our local address, that is 127.0.0.1, because both the client and the server files would be running on the local computer only. They are not on the different computer. Some people ask me how we can run these client and server program on different file. So in that case you need to make sure that both the client and the server computer can communicate with each other. Like in case of a LAN, they would easily communicate with each other. Like in case of WAN, internet, like you and your friend wants to communicate through these files. So in that case I'm not sure how it would work, but it can, in case of LAN, it would easily work. I'll show you this this LAN demonstration in another video. Okay, so now let's continue with this part first. Next we're going to use the bind function and bind the address with the specific port. So inside the bind function, it first takes the server file descriptor. Okay, next it takes the server addr which have all the value which we have filled inside it. Next it takes the size of the server addr structure. Now the bind function is done, we're going to listen for the client. Okay, so this listen function would take the server file descriptor and the number of clients it want to listen at once. So like 5 basically means that if one client connected, then the rest of the 5 would wait in the queue. Then the first disconnect, then the next would connect. So like this, it's a kind of backlog. Okay, so till now let's try to run this program. For that, let's print something so that we see something on the screen. So let's say listening on the port number, can say percentile d ampersand n. Okay, so here we're going to say port. Okay, it's printf. Now let's compile this program. Okay, so you can see there's no error, no warning. Now you can see the program runs and we have a message printed on the screen, listening port number this, and the program closes because there are no instruction after that. So now after this we'll start listening, accepting the connection from the client. So let's do it. Let's create a while loop, a infinite while loop basically. So this while loop would run over and over again. So what we're going to do, we're going to first accept the connection from the client by using the accept function. This accept function basically returns a file descriptor which whose value is held by this client underscore fd variable which we have already defined. This accept function takes the server file descriptor, then it takes a structure that is client addr, and this structure will hold all the addresses and port number for the client, and next is this addr size which would hold the size for this structure. You can see this accept is basically same as bind. To see the variable in structures, it takes just that bind work for the server and accept basically work for the client. So for now we have accepted the connection from the client. So let's print a message. Okay, let's say printf connected new connection. Okay, so now we have accepted a connection from the client. So let's run our program and see what happens, if it's work correctly or not. Okay, so you can see now the program waits. Okay, you can see the program is waiting because of this while loop. This while loop is working and it's wait for a client to connect, and the server would accept the connection from the client, and this message got printed on the screen. So now let's do one thing. So this let's stop this server and start working on the client file for now. Okay, this is incorrect. I have to open the client file. Okay, so for client we would import the socket library, and this all is written in Python programming language. Okay, so I'm going to define some variables here. First is the IP address, which is local address that we have used in our C file also, this server.c file. Next is the port number, which is same as the server port number. So make sure that both the port number in both the file, that is client.c and the server.c and client.py, are same. Next is a tuple which consists of IP and the port number. Next is size. So size is 1024, which you can see from here. The buffer also have the same size, that is 1024. I'm making sure that these things are same across both the programs, so there is no problem. And the format is UTF. Okay, so now we'll define our main function. Okay, and we're gonna execute this main function. Okay, so now we'll start working on this main function. So first of all, we're gonna create a TCP client. If you know that we are creating a TCP server here because we are using sock stream, and same we can do in the Python client file also. So in this socket function, we have defined this this AF inet first, then we said socket.sockstream. So this basically means this is going to be TCP socket. Now we're going to connect to the server. So we're going to say client.connect, and inside the connect we're going to specify this ADDR. So this ADDR is a tuple which contain the address, that is IP address and the port number. Okay, so now here we can see the client is connected to the server. So let's say connected, welcome to the server. Some messages, just some message we're gonna print on our screen. So first what we're gonna do, we're gonna start our server. Okay, now we're gonna create another window. Let's create another window. This is for the Python. We're gonna say client. So you can see the client file closes with a message, welcome to the server, and on the server you can see a new connection, connected new connection. So client is successfully connected. Let's connect the client again. So you can see Till now both the files are working correctly. Client connect to the server and it connects, and server also displays the message that a new connection has been established. You can see multiple clients can be connected. So after one client is connected, server does not stop, it just wait for another client. Okay, so let's close the program, and now we're going to transfer some data across the client and the server. So after connection has been established, after the connection has been established, that is the client request has been accepted by the server, server is going to send some data to the client. So first of all we need a test message. So we're going to copy this message, hello, this is a test message. This message would be copied in this buffer variable. Then we're going to send this message to the client. So to send the message to the client, we're going to use a send function. So the send function would take the client file descriptor, the variable which contain the message, the length of the message, and 0. Okay. So now we're going to go to the client part first. Now the client need to receive the data from the server. This two simple lines. First, to receive the data. So client would receive, then size, what size of data we are expecting. We are expecting a size of 1024. Then we're going to decode that data and print it. Okay. So let's run this program again. We're going to compile the files. In case of Python, we can run it directly. Okay, just wait, let me run it again. And we're going to create a new window so that we can see both the window at once. Okay, so now you can see server waits for a client, client connects, server get a message, connected, new connection. And on the client side we can say server has sent a message, hello, this is a test message, and this message is sent by the server. So now we can see that both the client and server get connected with each other. Server sends a message to the client and the client receives that message successfully and print it on the console. Now in the next the client is going to reply back to the server, and that message would be printed on the server screen. So that we can say that it's not a one-sided communication, it's a both-side communication, that both parties can communicate with each other successfully. Let's connect it again. Again you can see same thing, no error, anything is no error, no problem is there, it's working successfully till now. So let's close it and write more part in this code. So now on the server need to receive the data. So first the client would send the data. So what we're going to do, we're going to add some message into the server message only. So we're going to add this line, append this line in the data in this message. So we're going to say from client. Okay, this is just to make sure that this message is from the client, and we're going to sign into the server. After we have sent the data to the server, we would close the connection. Okay, this is just this simple. Just we're going to receive a message, send back the message, and close the connection to the server. So now server need to receive that message. Okay, so we're going to add some more lines here inside this while loop. So here we have done memset, and we have filled this buffer with this null value. Then we receive a message from the client. Okay, and to receive a message we're going to use the function recv. So this recv first takes the client file descriptor, then the variable which would hold the value, the size of the variable size, then is 0. Then we're going to print this message, and after that we're going to disconnect the connection from the client. Okay, so now we're going to compile this again, run it again, and we're going to open a new window for Python. We're going to say Python, we're going to say client. Okay, so now I think you can see successfully messages on the both the console, the client console and the server. On the client you can see welcome to the server, and on the server you can see connected, new connection. Then a server sends a message to the client print that message on the screen, hello, this is a test message, and this message is replied back to the server with a few changes, with a few additions. So you can see on the server screen it's written client, hello, this is test message from client. Then the connection is closed from both the parties. Now you can connect the client again. So same procedure would happen again and again. Same thing, same exchange of messages between both the client and the server would take place. So now you can see how you can write programming these two program in different programming language. The server is written in C, the client is written in Python, and even difference in these programming language, we are able to communicate. Both the program are able to communicate with each other, exchange messages. You can even create a simple chat server with this, or do multiple things. This is just the starting, just to show how you can create something like this. You can also do one thing, you can also do one task, that you can now reverse the thing. Now write the server in C programming language, no, the client in C and the server in Python programming language, and see if it works or not. Okay, so that's all for this video. I hope you are able to get what I have taught you in this video. If there's any question, confusion, or anything, just comment below or check out my social media and message me there. I'll hopefully reply you. So I hope you are enjoying my video and my channel. If you really like my content, then please subscribe the channel, and you can also join the membership. Thank you. Have a nice day.